thanks for being here. Hello, thanks for being here. So we're going to talk today about the Carrier draft inducer assembly. So Carrier is famous in making the draft assembly. This as like you can disassemble it in several pieces. Like this is the motor as you see it, and now the other branch, the other models, the older ones, they do them the same. And if you watched my other videos, like this one, the older ones, single stage, these are variable speed, remember. So this also, you can remove the wheel. I have done other videos where you can basically take the whole thing apart. You can buy the motor separately, the wheel separately. But this is a high efficiency inducer draft inducer assembly. But again, you can buy, again, Carrier does not like the idea where, you know, they sell you pieces. So most likely, if you call a technician, let's say there's vibration or something wrong with the inducer motor, Carrier, they don't like the idea of selling you the only motor, or these are like heavy metal to make the motor more stable so it doesn't vibrate. These are really heavy. There's like maybe a pound or two of steel in here. And then Carrier does not like selling you the wheel separately, you know, because I don't know, maybe it's money wise, but 99% technician, when they come to your home and they want to replace this, they're not gonna open it. Oh, you know what? You need the wheel, or you need only the motor. They don't do that. Usually, they're gonna quote you in replacing the whole assembly. And this assembly, if you buy it from Carrier, is anywhere between $800 to maybe $1,200. Now, with the labor, you might be looking at $2,000. And I have seen cases where people go with like replacing the whole thing. And again, the other brand here is easier, like this one. Now, luckily, this one you can buy the motor separately, the wheel separately. Before they tried to sell the whole thing like 20 years ago, but little by little, some other companies start making the motor separately, and now you can buy the motor separately. For this one, not yet, and I don't think it's easy to find the parts for this one as like single individual part. And I have on the wheel, actually the actual wheel that's inside. I'm gonna show you how to remove it with this screw here. See it? And then it comes off. It's basically in here like that. Okay, so you start the motor and this one. Okay, now the let me see if I can see another Carrier motor, the older style, just so you have an idea on the if you have that particular furnace, so you know what I'm talking about. I have the other kind. This is another kind. As you see, it's like rectangular. Sometimes the wheel could be bigger. It depends on the furnace. It could be smaller. So remember, there's this kind, and also Carrier have this kind. That's a little bit dirty, but you see what I'm talking about. And again, the wheel, most cases are the same, but some of them I have seen the wheel is bigger. Now, this is the other kind that you're gonna see, which is modulating. That's an older model. And I'll show you another one that's actually, I think it's the latest, and that guy is really expensive. So, and this is the other brand. Same thing, is made by Carrier. Basically, you're gonna see this first. When you open the panel, you're gonna see this first. And this is the motor inside. Again, it goes in here somehow. And basically, this is a high voltage speed modulator. And that's what usually it modulates the speed. These are all removable, made by Carrier. This guy is really expensive. The new kit like this, it's minimum like $1,000. But again, a lot of technicians will not go into removing a part. They're usually gonna change the whole furnace. And the furnace that had this motor, I think it's 98%. That furnace is really expensive. So if you buy an 80% furnace for like, let's say $2,000, if you're buying this, you're looking at $5,000 only for the furnace. Okay, so that's all that you need to know about the inducer motors. And the thing I want to tell you, just so you know, because I see the real world. Again, my advice to you: do not cheap on your heating system. It's very crucial. It's your comfort equipment that keep you comfortable at home. You have family, you have kids, and we tend to be generous for our clothes. For women, usually they pay a lot of money for makeups, and we buy a nice luxurious cars, and we always maintain them because, you know, we think we need to make sure the car is good, but we are really, I mean, excuse my language, not everybody, but a lot of people, they think, oh, the heat is working, we're good, you know. But again, you have to take the heating system very, very seriously, because this is, I mean, no matter where you live, cold place or warm place, you're gonna use the heat, I would say, at least 200 days a year when it's freezing or cold. And it's not worth it to just wait till something happens, because the problem is the only time things will fail when it's like freezing or when it's like 100 degree. And unfortunately, people call me at that time, I'm swamped and I'm making a lot of money. And believe it or not, forgive me if I tell you this, and this is really a dirty secret, we always be there for people who never complain about the pricing, who pay us for, of course, I'm not saying like we don't take advantage of them, who pay us what we deserve, and sometimes customer tip me. So if somebody called me at 12 o'clock and it's like freezing, and I know this guy last time, he took like a month to pay me and he was complaining, even though I did a good job, I provided him the money, the heat, and I was honest, and I was there at time, and if I know this guy was giving me a hard time, I'm gonna say, hey, you know what? Honestly, I'm not discriminating, but I would say, you know what? I'm gonna be lazy. I'm gonna think, oh, this guy's gonna give me hard. But if somebody called me at 12 o'clock at night or anytime, after hours, on Sunday, but I know this guy, he never complained. I go there, I change the part. Hey, it costs $400. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Here's a check. Thank you. If this guy called me and pay me and he called me again, I will be just flying to him. I don't care. I leave my party because I know this person, he appreciates my work. I'm just telling you this honestly. Same thing like a restaurant. When you go to a restaurant and you're not generous with the waiter or waitress, the next time they're gonna avoid you. I mean, this is life. So anyway, my point is, do the maintenance every year, no problem. Try to make sure you bring someone who knows what he's doing, but you have to watch them. Because a long time ago, my boss, he used to go to a place to do the maintenance, and you know, the lady is old, she's upstairs, she never see anything. I'm not bashing anyone, that was like 25 years ago. My boss, he used to just vacuum it and leave. Check the filter if it's dirty and leave. In the furnace, there are a lot of stuff you have to do. So my advice to you, treat your furnace like your clothes, your car. You know, don't think this guy is going to work for 50 years with, no. You have to spend money on it because you want it to be there when you need it. When it's like 10 below, you're sitting with your family watching TV, you want to be warm. You don't want to go through this hassle and aggravation of calling people that they cannot go to you right away. Honestly, they're busy. So in order to avoid all this mess, just make sure you call them, you pay them whatever they want when it's 70 degrees outside, when it's nice. End of winter, end of summer, you know, because I'm telling you, it's a lot of mess when you call them in a busy time. Okay, so I'm going to do another video how to take this apart. I just showed you how these motors, I think there's only Carrier. I know the draft inducer assembly is removable, all the parts. I think if technicians know any other brand, let me know. But I know all other inducers like this one here, all these other inducers, unfortunately, they made them in a way that you cannot take them apart. They're all sealed. It's impossible. You have to buy the whole assembly. I have so many other ones, but just keep in mind, Carrier, ICP, Payne, which is also made by Carrier, Bryant. I think most ICP, which are owned by Carrier, I believe, I don't know if they sold them or not, they do the motors removable, so you can remove the inducer motor, you can remove this another motor here. See how it is after you remove the metals. See how it is like that. So this is the motor. You can always, if you are lucky enough, you might be able to buy the motor separately. I think if you go online, you can see on Amazon, for example, they sell the motor separately and the wheel. A lot of times it's hard, but you have to look for someone who's selling it separately. And for example, if you know how to remove this, let's say this motor is bad. If you know how to remove it apart, I'm going to show you in the next video. I'm not able to leave long videos because I'm a new YouTuber and they don't give me a lot of allowance in the long videos. So if you're able to remove this and buy it online, you're gonna save yourself a lot of money. These, they go anywhere from only the motor, if you find it used, they go anywhere from $200 to sometimes $500. It depends. So look on Amazon, look on Poshmark, Mercari, Bonanza, Shopify, eBay, Amazon. Sometimes they sell them. So let's go for the next video. I'm gonna attack it and take the whole thing apart and show you how you can remove either the wheel, the housing. Sometimes also you can see people selling only the housing. So if the housing is broken or leaking, you can also remove it and change it. I'll show you in a minute. Okay, next video. Thanks for your time.